Hello friends. So as you can see, I already have some of my foundation on and I already put on my Purcell as like a primer. But today the topic at hand is I will be talking to you about why I will never be your modest bestie. I want to clarify that I have nothing wrong with women who choose to be modest. It's nothing against you. Choose what you do from your heart. I love that for you, sis. Me, however, I will never choose to do it. Why? Because I truly believe that modesty is a part of the, actually, let me do my brows first. I believe that modesty is a part of the submission trifecta in the Brahmic religions. And what I mean by that is that along with blind obedience and sexism, modesty is another pillar of submission into this virtuous woman. It makes you the most desirable woman in the Brahmic religions. Oh, she listens. Oh, without asking questions. We love that. T. Oh, wait a minute. She knows how to tell other women how to be women. T. We love that. She covers herself and only lets her body be for me. What? Love that. The reason why I can't align for that, right, is not what you think, right? I think you have the right to dress how your body desires. You have the right to put on what you want to put on. I'm an advocate for putting on what you want to put on. And I've actually put on too much eyebrow gel, actually. So this will probably be white. So niggas dead, that's what I get while I'm doing all this yapping. I thought I could do both. I thought I was, but turns out I'm not. But it is what it is. The eyebrows will be set. Yes, so aside from the fact that I don't like to always be fully covered, I find that sometimes I see girls leaning into modesty for the mere fact of attracting a man, of being seen as someone worthy of love, right? Which is not something that I'd suggest to do, because I feel like this starts to chip away at your self-esteem. When your self-esteem is tied to how anybody else looks at you, but particularly a man. Also, I have a problem. What is my problem? What's your problem with the whole trifecta? Max, tell me, why is it so wrong for me to want my man and to act how I want for my man? I'll tell you what my problem is. When you do it for these particular religions, right? What I start to see is that the weight of religious sovereignty falls on the backs of women. When you think of Islam, we say, hijabis. Now in Philly, you see everybody. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. In Philly, everybody, you know who the Muslims are. Hijabis. Christian women look like Christian women, and they love to remind you that they're Christian women. As a Christian woman, I would never dress like that. I would never, as a Christian woman, I just want to look like a Christian woman. I want to represent my husband when I go out there, which is like, fine, do what you gotta do, babes. But then you see Christian men running around with their shirts off, shorts, showing their ankles, showing their bellies, not really giving a care in the world, really frolicking in the fields. I'm not gonna lie to you, they be frolicking in the fields. These Christian and conservative men, these conservative men of any kind, they be frolicking in the fields. My friend, I be seeing my Muslim brothers in the club looking for the hoes. And you're like, how is that possible? Right? Because they don't have the weight of the religious sovereignty on their back. They don't have to carry the religion with them everywhere they go. They're not judged on how tied they are to their religion based on their actions. But women are tied to it even based on the most minuscule things, such as how they look. And I just don't think that's fair, particularly when they don't have much of the power. When we can only address God by he. and not she and anything else. And I'm not one of those women who wants to say God is a she, whatever. That's not where I'm going at. That's not where I'm even getting at. I am saying the fact that we cannot address God by anything but he, knowing that he is not a gender neutral term, has never been a gender neutral term, then in itself, as a religion, we find that women become accessories, tools, a tool to literally make the men's journey easier in this life until they reach eternity. A helper. And that's just a quote from the Bible, right? Just a helper. And I find that there is a dehumanization that occurs when you have to just become a helper in your life. When your life's goal is to just be of aid to anybody, right? And I'm not talking about doctors or whatever else. I'm saying your whole life is for you to lower yourself and to be of aid for everybody else. The people who do that often, you know, is like sisters, you know, in the Catholic Church, you know, nurses, they get paid really, really well. Doctors, they get paid really, really well. Sisters, on the other hand, I mean, I guess you can say they get free housing. So, this is not to come at sisters because I went to Catholic school. I love my sisters. Damn. But for me, I can never sit here and say that that is something that I believe is just. Which taps back into this idea for me that I don't find many of these religions to be just for women. You know? I find that you live how you must, not how you want, when you're a woman. And some can say, oh, it's the same for men. I disagree. Because if you can run through the streets, you can hang out with your friends, but if I do it, I'm not really living a life as I should as a woman of God, then very much we are not really equal in this system. And understanding that we aren't truly equal in a system, I think, put a perspective on me as to why I can never truly be modest. I don't think that, one, it's my calling. Two, I don't think that it's a fair thing. And some arguments I've heard against this, right? Because, you know, I'm an essayist. I'll talk to you about the arguments I've heard that counter what I believe. Is that, oh, well, the other side of that is that men have to bear the responsibility of caring for the family. And I want to tell you a little something. In this economy, it's very unlikely that a woman won't work. And when a woman doesn't work, the labor falls on the home. And I feel as though if there is a job as a nanny, as a au pair, as a house cleaner, and those are all roles that we are willing to pay people to do in this world, in this lifetime, how can we say then that what she's doing is not a job? How can we open our mouths and say that what she's doing isn't a job? I think the truth is it's an unpaid role and it doesn't bring any financial structure to the home. Oh, but it is very much still a job. Very, very much still a job. And we know that people know that it's a job because many people have chosen to outsource it. Those very well-off people who tend to be the ones to push this religion have nannies, have people who help them out in the home. And the ones that don't wish they did. I'll tell you that. Again, I have nothing against women who choose a modest life. This is just, again, my take. I think that many women's life is deserving of more. I think many women are able to have motherhood and, right? I think that it would be easier balanced for women to have motherhood and if husbands helped in that journey. If our job wasn't just to fulfill their journey until they get to eternity. And that is why I fall out of the loop of modesty, because I can never just see myself as an aid to someone until they get to eternity. Again though, the girls that choose that, I love that for you. I'm glad you made an active choice. It's a choice that can never be mine, but I'm glad that you make an active choice. I think that it's a beautiful thing, and sometimes I question what that means about my stance within my religion, right? Can you say that you're a Christian if you don't want to submit? Many men will tell you no. And sometimes I agree with them. Maybe okay. But again, that doesn't change the fact that I won't submit. So I don't know what to tell you. That's just gonna have to be there for now. You know what I mean? That's just gonna have to be that. I think that something happened throughout history where we added value to the woman's body beyond function. And we did that so it could be monetized. And after doing that, after making something a commodity like the woman's body, we lose respect for it, we try to trade it, but most importantly, we try to control it, which is the main reason why I can't tie myself to modesty.